Now, speaking about people who just need to get off the internet fully, it is always and shall always be Jimal Rohosafi for me, right? And I will give you a quick synopsis of what happened. Jimal has been quiet. The last time I think we had spoken about Jimal was when he did that whole, remember when they were trying to get the Real Housewives of Kenya or something? It was a show, The Real Housewives of Africa, something like that. Housewives of Nairobi. I can't really quite remember what the title was, but it was one of those type shows, right? And ultimately, he had then pitted his 3 women on a display together and saying that these should be the people considered for this particular show when they were trying to ask who do you want us to join. That's the last conversation I can ever remember of Jimal Rohosafi putting women again unnecessarily in a situation that he himself is the one who has created, which irks me 100% about Jimal. He's always just trying to throw these women in a fight and then watch them battle it out. But they seem to be really grown. None of them is biting. And this time he decided to again personally, try and attack, unfortunately, Amira, as always, the mother of his two children, right? Okay. Amira has been doing her best. She's been living her best life. She's looking hotter and hotter every day. Every time you go on Amira's profile, you just are taken aback by the beauty. She is really beautiful. She's doing very well. She looks very successful. She's living her best life. And she's been traveling a lot as well. And even more recently, she's been in Tanzania, right? And she was just living her best life, doing her thing, being her. Until our friend Jimal Rohosafi decided that he was going to start looking for her. And how did he do that? He went and said these particular words on his story. Yeah, he posted and said, "Someone's mind never relaxes. Hata uende wapi kuongeza dawa nguvu. Hiyo tushajua. My advice, come back to God, work hard and move on. Toxic, wrong advices in God's time. Toxic, wrong advisors. It's always God's time. It's always Quran time." And it was very cryptic, and we're all like, okay, of course, there's no other person that he can be referring to because none of his other exes are traveling. Amber Ray is fully in a full-on launch of a belly relationship and completely engaged to Kennedy,
Rapondo.
and they're seeming to have their own life all figured out constantly on the internet, and we love to see it. What is the name? Wangare has completely also disappeared. The last time we spoke about her, I think it was you saying that she looks a little heavy.
They're still together. He like, there are pictures of him like having breakfast at her house. He's always like now pausing with her daughter, and they're just one happy family.
Right. So the only person in that equation so far that is a known ex to him is Amira. And so Amira...
he actually said she has traveled to Dar es Salaam.
To Dar es Salaam.
Please, people of God, pray for me.
So we're like, for what? Pray for me for what? But Amira's friends were being very, very catty. I love how her friends just gathered up around her and they were throwing like catty statements like chawa wa mama ni wengi. Chawa means fleas, flies, what are those? Yes, those guys, chawa, they are wengi, which was again in reference to Jimal, presumably, and so many other things. But Amira herself actually came out and said, on a serious note, she is really done with this. She's moved on. She's fine. And she said that she really doesn't care. To be entirely honest, her whole vibe was she doesn't care. She's over it. She doesn't need to verify, justify. Her mans really did pass away apparently in January. But look at her. She is so full of life. And many other things along the lines of, I don't care. As in, I don't care. She's done. She's a visitor in Tanzania. She's living her best life there. Leave her alone. And of course, the people of the comment sections are the one who made me. Like, comment section always makes me. I will quickly read like 3 or 2 comments because, woo, they tore him up. They're like saying to Mona ex-husband, haja move on, anaanza kupanic. May bitterness continue killing him. That was one follower of hers. Someone else said, Sio Juju ni maombi. Sio Juju ni maombi. And I'm like, yes. Other people were like, Amira Jamal anasema ati umeenda Tanzania kumroga ati. I know he is bitter mahali ako. May God always protect you. And that was basically the general scheme of how people responded on her comment section. And I'm like, this is the level of community we want on Instagram and on other social media sites. You don't want people going there and being on his side, and yet he's being the one who's being dodgy and weird. Like, you want people to garner up with you and help you support yourself out of that horrible toxic relationship that was Jimal.
True.
Jimal, leave this woman alone. In fact, leave all women alone. If you could, just curl up in a ball somewhere alone forever.
Yeah. It is so sad to see the lengths he's going to just antagonize this babe, because let's be honest, she's just been doing her. She's not been bringing her drama to social media. She's just been living her best life. And now the toxic relationship he had with Ambare, where he would put up something, she would respond, it would be a back and forth. There's no longer access to her because she's now expecting a baby with Kennedy. You know, she's living her best life in her new mansion. So he's been cut off from that. So now you have a girlfriend, you have Wangari Thiong'o and her daughter, you're at her house all the time, you have this beautiful family, you're now starting all over again, like a family 2.0, and you're choosing to go out of your way to antagonize.
It's 3.0 because wasn't Amber allegedly expecting his child?
Exactly.
Allegedly.
All I'm saying, it would be so tragic if your man, imagine you're with your boyfriend and then you see on social media, he's out there antagonizing his ex-wife. It is so tragic. It is so heartbreaking. It is so annoying.
It is uncouth.
Exactly. And even if maybe something happened, things we don't know about, because let's be honest, they do communicate at some point. They have 2 children together. They are co-parenting. So even if they korofishanad in the midst of all of that, Amira didn't bring it on social media. Why would you bring it on social media? Please, Jimal, do better.
I feel like men are supposed to be protectors. Men are supposed to be the strengths, the pillars. Men, we're not putting this in a toxic way. We're just saying that the symbol of manhood in general in the society is that they're supposed to be the ones protecting us.
True.
But Jimal is always doing the opposite of every piece of advice men are given in this world. How do we help him? Can somebody give us advice to give to Jimal? Because at this rate, I'm over it.